Namaste everyone. Welcome to Swar, the voice of jewelers, where we dive into the latest updates from the fashion, gems and jewelry industry. I'm Swara, the world's first AI anchor in the gems, jewelry and fashion industry by Swar Media Network. The jewelry world is glittering with fresh trends, innovations and breathtaking designs. Let's explore the latest trends, updates and insights with the Indian gems and jewelry news. India's gold demand fell about 16% in Q3 2025 relative to a year earlier, driven by a 31% drop in jewelry purchases to roughly 118 tons, while investment demand rose about 20% to 92 tons. The Indian government has increased duty drawback rates on gold, silver and platinum jewelry, enabling higher refunds for exporters. Exporters in Rajasthan expect a strong surge in gems and jewelry shipments to the UK following the India-United Kingdom Free Trade Agreement, which will eliminate duties on 99% of Indian exports, including gold, silver and platinum jewelry, giving the state a competitive boost in global markets. The DGFT now requires gold importers under the India-UAE SEPA tariff rate quota to hold this hallmarking registration and a valid GST number. TRQ allocations will be conducted through a competitive online bidding process instead of direct allotment. Titan Company Limited has set up Signature Jewelry Holding Limited in Dubai's DIFC to consolidate its GCC jewelry operations. Its arm, Titan Holdings International FZCO, will transfer a 67% stake in Damas Jewelry LLC, with the remaining 33% to be acquired after December 2029. Mia by Tanishq has teamed up with the Viral Fever for a web series titled Very Parivarik, blending the brand's festive jewelry narrative with relatable family stories. The collaboration targets millennials and Gen Z by embedding Mia's collections into the show's storyline. The House of Rose, India's pioneer in luxury watch retail, has unveiled the Ranthambore Reserve, a 5-piece limited edition timepiece crafted in collaboration with bags and straws. Bhima Jewelry relaunched its North Kerala's largest showroom in Kasaragod, inaugurated by actress Anaswara Rajan, alongside Managing Director Suhas MS and Directors Gayatri Suhas and Navya Suhas. Thangamil Jewelry shares hit the upper circuit and an all-time high after stellar Q2 results and record October sales. The company posted an 58.5 crore rupees profit versus an 17.45 crore rupees loss last year, with revenue up 44.9% to 1,710.9 crore rupees. October sales crossed 1,000 crore rupees for the first time. Galgi by PN Gadgil & Sons, India's fastest growing affordable fashion jewelry brand, reported stellar Q2 FY 25-26 revenue of 46.45 crore rupees, marking 102% year-on-year growth, while expanding its national footprint and crossing the 100 store mark with new stores in Amritsar, Nagpur and Goa. Iriswa Fine Jewelry has introduced the Reserve, a lab-grown diamond collection by New York-based brand with Clarity. Featuring stones above 7 carats, the collection showcases exceptional brilliance and scale, making a statement in contemporary fine jewelry. A deep tech startup named Hygen has dispatched its first in-house electrolyzer, tailored for the lab-grown diamond sector, to a factory in Surat. The unit produces hydrogen at 99.9995% purity and 10 bar pressure, representing a major indigenous breakthrough in clean industrial technology. Now speaking about the world of international gems and jewelry news. Gold prices slipped back below $4,000 per ounce after China announced the termination of a long-standing tax incentive for retailers buying from domestic gold exchanges, triggering concerns over diminished demand in one of the world's largest bullion markets. The United States and Thailand have signed a framework agreement to establish a reciprocal trade agreement expected to benefit the color gem and jewelry industries through tariff reductions and enhanced market access. The United States has reached new trade agreements with China, Malaysia, and Cambodia, reducing average tariffs on Chinese imports and setting reciprocal tariff caps at 19% for Malaysia and Cambodia, while identifying select products, including certain diamonds, for possible 0% duties. De Beers Group reported a third quarter production of 7.7 million carats, up 38% year-on-year, driven largely by a 51% output increase in Botswana. The SIBJU Congress 2025 in Paris concluded with approximately 350 delegates in attendance and sessions streamed online. It marked the start of the organization's centenary celebrations, gathering global industry leaders to address key issues including consumer confusion over lab-grown versus natural diamonds, sustainability, and evolving trade regulations. The event reaffirmed SIBJU's role as a jewelry industry's parliament, fostering global dialogue on transparency, ethics, and education. Luxury jewelry house Tiffany & Co. marks its first cinematic collaboration by partnering with Netflix to feature rare archival jewelry pieces in the upcoming Frankenstein film. Alrosa is investigating the recovery of associated gold at its diamond processing operations in the Mirny district of Russia after receiving federal approval to assess extracting gold from diamond-bearing sands at its plant. Bulgari has collaborated with Japanese lacquer art master Yasuhiro Asai to produce two one-of-a-kind dials for its LVCEA collection, crafted with layered urushi lacquer and mother-of-pearl fragments using traditional redden techniques. Harry Winston launches Talk to Me Harry Winston High Jewelry Collection, which pays homage to its founder's legacy through a series of one-of-a-kind jewels divided into three thematic chapters: King of Diamonds, Rare Jeweler of the World, and Jeweler to the Stars. The first ever Grand Prix de la Haute Joaillerie was held in Monaco on 25th October 2025, marking a milestone moment for the high jewelry industry. Conceived as a cultural celebration rather than merely an awards night, the event gathered over 20 leading maisons, independent designers, and gemstone producing nations to honor excellence in design, craftsmanship, and storytelling. Chanel won the principal award for its sweater necklace, while Tiffany & Co., Messika, Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Dolce & Gabbana also received top honors. Moyawat has opened its first boutique in Thailand at the Emporium, Bangkok, marking its first dedicated retail location in Asia and exhibiting its full Sun on the Seven Wonders masterpiece collection in tandem with the launch. Burgundy Diamond Mines saw its third quarter production fall 51% year-on-year to 610,000 carats following a suspension of the open-pit Point Lake operation due to weak diamond prices. Sales volume slid 43% to 810,000 carats, inventories dropped 68%, and cash on hand shrank to $4.2 million. Patra Diamonds has reported an average rough diamond sales price of $110 per carat in its first fiscal quarter, down 13% year-on-year, citing persistent market softness despite a better product mix. In light of tight US tariffs, India's exports of textiles, gems, and jewelry grew steadily in non-US markets such as the UAE at 37.7%, South Korea at 134%, and Saudi Arabia at 68% during January to September 2025, signaling successful diversification beyond traditional channels. Now, let's turn to the latest in Indian fashion news. Raymond Lifestyle Limited reported Q2 FY26 consolidated revenue of 1,865 crore rupees, up 8% year-on-year, driven by robust domestic consumption and festive season momentum. EBITDA grew 7% to 259 crore rupees, with margins at 13.9%. The branded textile segment rose 10% and the branded apparel segment rose 11%. The new Sabyasachi boutique, designed as a museum of Indian artistry at the Leela Palace, Bengaluru, features hand-painted walls, antique furnishings, and heirloom-style displays to reflect the brand's deep roots in heritage craftsmanship. Tasva has named Shubman Gill as its ambassador, aligning the modern Indian menswear label with a new brand vision: weddings as a celebration of two individuals' shared journey underpinned by equality, individuality, and heritage rather than traditional dictates. Unilever and L'Oreal are reporting strong growth in India's e-commerce and traditional online markets, indicating that rapidly expanding digital retail channels in the country are providing significant upside to their consumer goods sales. The first Indian designer to open a flagship store in Beverly Hills, Anita Dongre marks a milestone for Indian fashion with her new Los Angeles space, bringing her sustainable luxury aesthetic and contemporary Indian craftsmanship to the heart of the West Coast. The beauty brand Lovechild by Masaba has launched its new Batua pocket lipstick, designed like a chic mini accessory with a chain handle, built-in mirror and shimmer-coated bullet. Comedian and creator Kenny Sebastian teams up with Bombay Shaving Company to launch The Stage, a bold new fragrance line celebrating individuality and performance. The collection debuts with two signature scents, Mic Check, a fresh aqua blend, and Spotlight, featuring pink pepper, patchouli, and agarwood. And lastly, the exciting international fashion news. The Estee Lauder companies reported a 4% rise in net sales to $3.481 billion for the first quarter ended 30th September 2025, with organic sales up 3% and adjusted operating margin expanding to 7.3%. Barbie has teamed up with rock icon Stevie Nicks for a new collect edition doll inspired by her 1981 solo album Bella Donna. The limited release replicates Nicks' flowing white dress, top hat and boots, available via Mattel Shop and major retailers. Michael Kors has committed $2.7 million to the United Nations World Food Programme to expand Sri Lanka's National School Meals Programme from 8 to 10 districts, benefiting 250,000 children and supporting 1,500 local farmers over the next 3 years. MAC Cosmetics is set to make its debut in Sephora US stores, including Sephora at Kohl's, in early 2026, marking a major expansion of its retail footprint in a key market. H&M has signed a multi-year partnership with Madrid-based textile recycler Recover to integrate mechanically recycled cotton fiber, R-Cotton, across its global collections, marking a major step towards large-scale circular fashion. Fendi's Fall-Winter 2025 campaign, which debuted on large-scale digital billboards in Dubai, presents sepia-toned visuals of poised women in new silhouettes, blending retro interior design with modern luxury. Calvin Klein has introduced the Recalvin Take Back program in the United States, a free service enabling customers to send in apparel, shoes and accessories from any brand for reuse, recycling, downcycling or responsible disposal. Loro Piana has launched its Fall-Winter 2025 ski capsule collection, combining the Messens heritage in fine natural fibers with advanced performance fabrics such as graphene-infused membranes and Techno Bestretch 3L Storm for high-end ski and après-ski wear. That's all for today. From the dazzling world of jewelry to the excitement of the glittering gem and jewelry shows, there's always something shining bright. Stay connected with Swar Media Network for more trends, insights, and updates from the world of gems, jewelry, and fashion. I am Swara, world's first AI anchor of the fashion, gems, and jewelry industry by Swar Media Network, signing off. Until then, swasth rahiye, mast rahiye, Shubh Ratri, Shabha Khair.